Hi, my name's Bill and I'm a docent here at the California Auto Museum in Sacramento, California. Today I wanted to show you one of the cars in our collection. This is a 1977 AMC Pacer DL hatchback. Now, the Pacer, everybody's probably used to seeing these maybe. I mean, they came out in 1975. You're probably used to seeing them, many years ago. But what's interesting about the Pacer is that it was built sort of for a purpose. The federal government was going to start mandating some very strict rules on car safety. And AMC was trying to take the lead as an innovator. They were something of an innovative company and try to design a car that would meet those needs and meet the needs and requirements of the federal government. So one of the first things that they did in terms of design was they said, we're going to design this car from the inside out. And one of the first things they specified was this car has to have the width of any other full-size car in the US. So as a result, you came out with a car that was fairly wide, but for a passenger internally, lots of room. So they were trying to keep it something that buying public, a driver would want to have. Some of the other things they did with this, as you see, they had all kinds of side impact protection built into it that was considered innovative. They had the bumpers that were also designed to resist front and rear end collisions. From a safety standpoint also, you can see all this glass. So blind spots were at a minimum. Also doing very innovative things in the design, such as since they had 4 seats and you'd have passengers in the rear, people getting in and out, they designed it so that this door is actually 4 inches longer than the door on the other side. So trying to think of different things in the design that would aid with the comfort and usage. And that was one of them. Another thing that is fairly modern that they did, one of the first cars to use what was called cab forward design, which is that the front of the interior comes further into the engine compartment. And it's something that became more popular as you got into the 90s. Chrysler did it a lot with their cars. Also too, the car had what was considered one of the lowest drag coefficients there were of any car on the market at the time. And one of the aspects of what they did to make that is this really clever way of making the door so that it runs up here. You notice there's no drip rails. Older cars would have drip rails all around the door here so that when it rained, the water would flow away. Now this might not seem like much of anything, but if you think about it, this is something that once you got to about the 90s or so, this was really the common way to design a door, with this kind of low and flush to the roof kind of design. So really interesting in the sense that like back in 1975 they were doing this. So really in many ways the car was ahead of its time. Of course it suffered for a couple reasons. One was just the overall appearance didn't really seem to grab the public. And also too, they had a problem with their engine. They were going to use a Wankel motor that was part of a program that was being done by General Motors, and they were going to buy the Wankel motors from General Motors to put into the car. But what wound up happening was that General Motors canceled that program. So American Motors was stuck with using whatever motor they had available, and in this case they used an inline 6-cylinder, which was very heavy, didn't have a lot of power to it, and also unfortunately was not really good with gas mileage. So unfortunately a car was ahead of its time, but not really one that took off, but had a lot of innovative design features. So please come see the AMC Pacer and all the other cars we have here when you get a chance at the California Automobile Museum. Thanks.